Well, the Dallas Cowboys getting ready to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday night. Coming off of an emotional few games for this team, a season full of highs and lows, a lot more lows, really, let's be honest. A lot of injuries, too. Joining us now after helping us break down the games each week is Locked On Cowboys podcast host Landon McCool. Are you feeling good this Friday, Landon? Feeling in the festive spirit?
I'm feeling in the festive spirit. I don't know if I'm feeling too good about the potential of the results of this game, but we'll see exactly how it plays out on Sunday.
Well, we will, because this is a team that if you asked me earlier this season, I'd be like, no way, they don't have a chance. But they've won 3 out of their last 4 games, showing some flashes a little later in the season than you would have hoped. But we talked tank earlier this year. Hey, lose games and get a good draft pick. But you've seen some good football from them lately. What do you want to see on Sunday?
I think, lots of people have been talking about this, the tank versus winning, debate. And I think for me, I think it's dangerous to try to talk about tanking, really tanking like you hear about in the NBA, because I think in the NFL, it's just such a physical game and it's difficult to try to lose intentionally. And I also think that there's something to the idea that if you lose a bunch of games in a season, that you can have like a loser mentality sort of sink in with some of the key players in your team. And I don't think you want that. And I think it's important to continue to try to win these games. I understand the draft position. I understand all the numbers there. But I just think it's more important that you don't let losing sink into your culture and let it sit there and bleed into 2025.
It's funny. I'd agree with you. Earlier this season, I was really crossing my fingers that they'd get that draft pick. But when you've seen them kind of stand up when they really, honestly, don't have anything to play for, I feel like we've learned something about this team. And maybe we'll learn something when they chase around Baker Mayfield and the Bucs this Sunday. Certainly a guy who's had a roller coaster career up and down, but this year, top 5 in yards and touchdowns. And we know he's a guy who could move with the football. Cowboys have struggled with that kind of quarterback in years past. How do they contain him and make him uncomfortable enough where they can slow Tampa's offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think the key thing is the same thing the Cowboys have had to do these last few weeks is they have to attack the quarterback, especially on third downs. And I think that starts with getting them into passing situations on third down. And that's really been, I think, the struggle with this defense throughout the season, even early on when the defense was not playing well, playing terrible. The key thing, I think the key problem with this team was stopping the run, limiting gains on first and second down. And then once they got teams into third down and passing situations, they could attack the quarterback. And they've done a really good job, especially since Micah Parsons has come back from his injury, of getting to the quarterback. I think they have something like 40 sacks now in the season. They've really, increased the pressure these last few weeks. I think the key is going to be, again, and I think this is going to be a more difficult week than the previous weeks, is stopping the run and getting to these third down situations where you can let Zimmer open up the playbook and send guys from every different direction and pressure, Baker into throwing the ball errantly or getting sacks or that sort of thing.
Yeah, this is a team, kind of built to play with a lead and play complementary football. We saw that last week for sure, but who knows what we'll see this Sunday. Who knows what we'll see on the field as well when it comes to guys standing out. Anybody you want to see, really kind of deliver an A-plus performance Sunday night?
I think it's really important that the Cowboys continue to see solid play from Maris Leofau, the Cowboys rookie linebacker. Obviously we got some positive news this week, or just a few days ago, about Overshown's injury. It looked bleak. It looked like it was he potentially could be missing all of next season. It sounds like we got an update on the timeline, and maybe it's only going to be half the season, so he could be coming back at a certain point in 2025. But until then, Maris Leofau has really got to step up and become a playmaker at the linebacker position, because you need that element to your defense. He's been a very good pressure player. He's very good moving forward as a blitzer, taking on blocks, and good in the run game. So if he can kind of continue to develop, I think the Cowboys can mitigate some of the loss you had with Overshown getting injured, and that hopefully will add back some playmaking that you need on that defense.
Yeah. Also, by the way, I want to see Rico Dowdle have another good game. He has been a bright spot in these recent weeks. It'd be nice to feel like we've got some positive momentum in the run game. Hey, Landon, thanks so much for hanging out with us, and happy holidays, however you're celebrating.
Hey, happy holidays to you too, and I enjoy your sweater. I wish I had one just like it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.